Beni Ninagawa is obviously famous from Wagakki Band, and that is one of the things that has brought me here to check out her second single, Homura. Now, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are big fans of Beni, and I'm kind of not surprised. You know, she brings a lot of charisma to the shamisen, which is an instrument itself that I think is underrepresented. It is such a cool mixture of percussive and also at the same time melodic. It's something that adds a huge amount to the Wagakki Band sound, and you know, she's just a fantastic representation of what that whole ethos is about. You know, bringing the traditional and mixing it in with a kind of a modern paleted sound. So, when it comes to her solo work, I'll be honest, yeah, I heard that first single and I remember thinking this was dancier than I expected. I remember kind of enjoying it, but wanting to hear more to get a better idea of what kind of other sounds she wanted to do, because it's always interesting when you have something like this, which is an offshot from a really famous band, because you know the famous band, you know what you like about it, and of course, when a band is made up of several members, well, as many as Wagakki Band is especially, each of those members is obviously bringing their own little thing, their own little tastes that combine to make the greater whole. So it could be often quite surprising what sounds those individual members like when let to go off and do their own solo projects. Anyway, so I was kind of surprised, but I did enjoy that first single. Second single's here though. It's about 3 minutes long. I'm just intrigued. I want to know what she's going to offer up, you know. And also I should point out as well, I was because Yuko Suzuhana obviously did her she did her little side project recordings as well, which were absolutely just incredible, and they included some of the members of Wagakki. Oh, sorry, my screen's gone a bit funny there. Included some of the members of Wagakki Band in those, and I know a lot of people were reminding me, oh, well, there's the previous version of Wagakki Band and all these sort of sub-unit names and everything. So, okay, if there are other members of Wagakki Band in this, then and this is some sub-unit thing, I apologise for not knowing the names of all the various combinations and all the various versions of Wagakki Band. All I know is that this is led up by Beni, so I'm hoping that we get to hear a little bit of her own personal flavour, maybe a bit of shamisen, and also enjoy this from the same place that brought us the love of Wagakki Band. Anyway, enough waffle, shall we dive in and check out this second single, Homura? I'm excited. How long has this been out for? It's been out for 3 hours, and it's got 2,785 views already. Good for her. Let's go. Oh, there's the sound. There it is. It's kind of something a bit lo-fi about this so far. Check out, I've got it on. Oh, you got the audio track thing. Alright, full disclosure, I actually paused the track and just played around with the audio track for a second there to see if there was something wrong with it, because to me, actually, I've got to be honest, the EQ sounds a bit off. I'm not going to lie, I usually don't pause songs like this because I could see it was auto-dubbed. I decided to check, it is, I've got it on the correct version. If you put it on English US, it sounds totally wrong. So it's definitely not that, but it does sound like the EQ's a bit wrong. I've even actually swapped over. I'm using a different pair of headphones now and everything just to check. But yeah, okay, so I get the feeling I'm really going to like this song. Like immediately it's coming with all these lush, beautiful sounds. So I'm going to run it back to the beginning. I'm going to try it again. Do you know what? I'm going to put on the big headphones. Let's try it with my biggest set of headphones just to make sure it's right. Because this video looks like it's gorgeously filmed. The sounds look beautiful. And I just want to make sure I'm getting this properly. So let's try it again. And you guys let me know at home if it sounds a little bit different to you. I know sometimes people like me can be a little bit picky about EQ. I try not to be, but I want to get this perfectly. Let's just quickly see. Yeah, it's not too far. It just sounds a little bit like there's a lot of high end and maybe a little bit missing from the middle. Okay, let's run this back. I'm going to start this from the top again. Let's see. I don't want to spoil the track. I want to get a proper first listen. This is a first reaction channel these days, so I want to get my first reaction perfect. All right, I did spoiler the first few seconds. Let's do it again. Big headphones. Let's go.
夢揺れる炎光と影の間で踊る色い酒ども散りぬる我が世誰ぞ常並ぶ
Love the way the Shamson just said that. You've got this beautiful lush arrangement around it. And that little skipping rhythm there. That's a cool build up. How nice her voice was before. Hey! Oh, okay. Ah, that's cool. That's cool. I love the little switches up in the pace. She's got a gorgeous voice, hasn't she? Those little gentle, kind of almost like rain percussive sounds. You know what? This is just a beautiful song. It's just got a beautiful chorus, a beautiful arrangement. I really like that switch up there. And it's almost over already. It feels so concise. That was cool. Wow. Okay, let's keep those credits on screen. Let's bring those credits back for a second there. Wow. Okay, I have to give a lot of credit to just how good all of that felt. So it says here, music, lyrics, and arrangement. It's so small on my screen, I can't see who that is. But it doesn't look like it's Beni's name. So I think someone actually did the writing here, and credit to them. Did an amazing job. This though is, okay. So whenever we talk about something like a song by Beni Ninagawa, we're obviously going to have that comparison where we're coming to this as Wagakki Band fans, most likely. And there's going to be that comparison. But you know what? This holds up beautifully. I would gladly listen to this in a playlist of Wagakki Band songs, and I wouldn't feel like I was missing out. It wouldn't feel in any way like a step down from the usual stuff. Because the interesting thing is, obviously, she's got a beautiful voice. How did I not know about this before? How did I not know how good a singer she was before? I'm sure I've heard her sing, but I never really took in just how nice her voice is. Now, obviously, anyone in a group with Yuko Suzuhana, you're gonna have to take second billing on the vocals because Yuko Suzuhana's there. But I don't mean this the wrong way, but we have the expression horses for courses. If the best person most of the time is not the best person all of the time. And in this case, I've got to be honest, there's something very delicate and light about this song that just suits Beni's style. So, sorry, I just noticed at the bottom it says prop styling by Crap Dolly. That's a hard thing to have on the screen and not... Try not looking at that. Was that meant to be Carp Dolly? Because if it actually says Crap Dolly. Anyway, so... But yeah, her voice is beautiful here, and it matches the song as well. This song kind of has like a Wagakki Band feel, but a little bit more personal, a little bit closer. You know, the arrangement is a little bit smaller. You know, we don't have obviously the big koto and the taiko drums and this kind of thing. It's just a little bit more reduced, but in a way that is more personal. It feels like a very personal version of a similar style. So we still kind of have the contemporary, I guess you'd say, popular music arrangement where we got verses, pre-choruses, and a chorus. But it does that very well. The chorus is really nice. That's going to get stuck in my head. I like, again, how there's switches up in the rhythm. Yeah, we start with that sort of nice, slightly funky verse, and then we get much more of a pre-chorus where it's giving a little bit more drama, a little bit more impact, and then builds up into that big sing-along chorus. But I say big sing-along chorus is a chorus that you want to sing along to, but still it maintains that kind of personal feeling. It's like this song's beautifully balancing that feeling of kind of being gloriously beautiful and also feeling quite personal and not over the top at the same time. And so it's just a wash with like gorgeous little details. I am glad the shamisen is in there front and center, because obviously you come to Beni Ninagawa and apart from anything else, you're going to want to hear her vocals, but obviously her shamisen as well. And the shamisen really it's gorgeous how that's woven in as the core instrument. You know, there's so much going on here. There's a beautiful amount in the arrangement, but the shamisen is the main thing that your ears can really latch onto as it goes on. Yeah, for me, this was just an example of a really gorgeous song. Now, I will have to slightly circle around to the fact that obviously I did pause this at the beginning because I felt the balance was slightly off. And I've been listening to quite a few songs today by different artists, and obviously all with different mixes and masters and everything. And, I do know that thing that because I've worked in studios before, when you do that, if you go straight from one song mixed by one person to another song mixed or mastered by another person, sometimes it can sound a little bit jarring, but this felt really quite unexpected when it came in. I gotta be honest, it does sound to me like the mix has got, well, more than mastering, something seems to be missing in the mid-range. It seems to have been mastered a little bit tinny, and I think that's perhaps left a bit of a weird balance to it. It's the sort of thing where I think you would notice it like I just did listening to it right off the back of listening to a bunch of other music. In isolation, like most things related to mastering in isolation, if you don't have a direct comparison, it usually isn't something you'd notice. So I think going into this cold would be fine, but I would be interested if you did listen to this in a playlist of other songs. I suspect the mastering might feel a little bit empty in the middle. So I wonder, did anyone else notice that, or was that just me? I really did think for a moment that it might be something to do with that blasted audio track auto dubbing or whatever the hell they call it thing that YouTube's added recently. But no, it just, something about the mastering did feel a bit off to me. Can't lie. But as a general, this was beautiful. I would definitely listen to more of this. I would definitely listen to more of music. And this definitely caught my attention. The first single was nice. I enjoyed it. This one really caught my attention. This one, I would definitely come back to more of this. So, great stuff. Beni continuing that tradition of just everyone who's in Wagakki Band just seems to, whenever they go and do their own thing, just happens to be excellent as well. It's like they will do their own thing. It's like, oh, Wagakki Band's brilliant. I'm going to do a solo project. That's brilliant as well. So just as this proxy thing, if you're anywhere near Wagakki Band, your music is brilliant. Oh, anyway, so I love this. I thought this was great. Please, obviously, get in the comments. Tell me what you think both about the song, about the arrangement, about Beni, about the connection to Wagakki Band, how you personally approach this song. As obviously, we try and not think of these things in terms of Wagakki Band, but it would be foolish not to say that's not in the back of your mind. So I'd love to know how you approach this, how you feel about it. And also, did you notice anything weird about the EQ, the mastering, that made you stop and maybe press play twice? I'd love to know. Anyway, as always, like I say, get in the comments. Tell me what you think. We've got a great Discord community if you want to follow it. It's been going for years. It's a nice small community where we all talk and bring about the music that we love and share it with each other. We all got different opinions and it's great to have conversations. So feel free to come and join that as well. Linked in the description below. Other than that, see you in the comments until I hopefully do. For now, ciao, ciao.